Oh, hi. I didn't see you come in there. What's up? I'm Gray.
Wolfman, what's up, everyone? And welcome back to another video.
Do we have an official name for the segment? Because, like, we say actor of the week, but then we're also, like, featured person of the week. But then, you know what I mean? Like,
oops. Shh, you didn't see that. I changed the overlay. No one saw this.
Oh. Oh, no.
I had the serial killer overlay on.
Pull back the curtain.
Yeah. Shh. One button push.
Who was
no one
it?
Saw anything.
Who were we talking about yesterday when you brought up the Kurgan?
Kurgan. You were talking about Clancy Brown, the actor.
That's right. Yeah. Okay.
And I'm like, he's the Kurgan, because you were talking about how you never saw Highlander earlier. And we were
Highlander.
Yeah, and I'm like,
okay.
Because
there was a wrestler named Kurgan in the Attitude Era. He was in the Oddities. He was like the big Russian guy.
I don't know.
I'm just saying.
No idea. All right.
Anyways, this is our... it's not Patreon exclusive, but it is Patreon early access. So eventually it does go on YouTube. Our featured person of the week, a series where we go over people that we think are interesting. We go over their career and things that they've done that we like, things that they've done that we hate, and just give them credit. It's not like you're not going to see Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. Oh yeah, you're not gonna. Yeah, we're not gonna do episodes on Ben Affleck and Brad Pitt and shit like that. It's people that we think deserve a little bit more credit usually than what they get, or people who've done a whole bunch of stuff but nobody ever ties their name to it. So yeah, this one actually is quite a big name though.
Correct. You want to tell them? You want me to tell them?
No, I want to lead off with this. Let's not talk about the movies. Let's not talk about anything like that. What do you think of Rob Zombie as a person?
Well, I don't know him, so I don't really think of him too much as a person. But from
what you do know,
from watching like interviews of him talking to people, it seems like a pretty chill, normal guy. Seems very like, I don't know, kind of down to earth, like someone you'd be friends with.
I think as a person he's cool.
Yeah.
I think White Zombie had some pretty good music. I think Rob Zombie as a band is awful.
It's some pretty bad music, yeah.
And I feel like
a couple songs
one of the reasons,
that were good, and that's about it. But you can't. It's like but a couple songs over 5 albums, wherever he has now. That's pretty bad.
And now he's in the territory of like all these other big bands who are just putting out covers. So like one of his last radio hits was a cover of "We're an American Band." Like literally, "We're an American band." Like, why is Rob Zombie covering fucking, what was that, BTO or OTB or ODB or fucking too many fucking acronyms in the 70s?
I mean,
but regardless,
I mean, he's huge in that time era, and he models a lot of the stuff off that. So I don't really have issues with him covering that. It's just a lame song. I'd rather him cover something better from that time era. But I mean, it's iconic. It's iconic, though, I guess.
There's so many other better songs from that time period.
I know,
that
but
he could have,
still kind of iconic, I guess. I don't know. We don't know what's going through his mind.
No, I know. I would love to hear him cover like.
Well, I was gonna say he's moved
Iggy
off
Pop.
to he's got these cover songs now, but he's more of a showman now instead of like a songwriter. Like, have you ever seen him live though?
No, I have not seen Rob Zombie live.
So I saw him live. I don't know, like 2013, maybe 14, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember exactly when. But it's somewhere between 2013 and maybe even 2012 to 2016, somewhere in that time frame, or whatever.
I think I did see him. at one of those like Uproar Fest.
Yeah, this was at like a festival. I don't remember which one it was, and whatnot. You know, I've been to a handful of them, and he was actually really good. It was really good live. Even the songs I didn't like were cool to see them performed live.
Yeah, you know,
he has
who
this
else
whole
does
stage
that?
show. Oh, don't know.
Korn has
that band. Fuck that band.
I know, but like
they're not good live.
Seeing them perform, like, all right, I didn't like Twisted Transistor. I hear this on the radio, I'll change it. But seeing them play it live with like the graphics and this and that, I got into it.
The best thing about that band playing live is one of the 2 times I was at a thing that they were at, the power went out and they couldn't play their songs. It was great.
Yeah.
Power went out.
They sucked the life out of everything.
They apparently played some acoustic stuff, so the power got back on. But we were like, "Sweet, we're getting the fuck out of here. We don't want to see this shitty band anyway. Fuck that band.
Acoustic Korn.
Fuck him in the ass and make him think about his daddy raping him. That's what I think about Jonathan Davis. Fuck him. Anyway.
Yeah, he's a prima donna.
Anyway, back to Rob Zombie. But yeah, I mean they were really good. He's like our modern. I guess he's doing exactly what he wants to be. He's
Alice
like
Cooper.
The modern day Alice Cooper. Yeah, that's like one of his idols.
But one of my main guffs with him, and I think this holds me back because I'm cynical, but like 90% of his fan base are fucking douchebags. Like, you know, the douchebags that go to Rob Zombie shows.
I would knock the number down a little bit, but
so like 70%.
Yeah. I would say about 70% of his fans are douchebags and trendy, meathead retards But there are the people that still go to his shows because they're part of festivals and they like his older stuff and hopefully he plays something older,
some white zombie or
something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like I said, and plus he is entertaining live, so some other people, so I would say maybe 70% of his fans are douchebags.
What
they're those trendy radio people. They're trendy radio metal people.
Yeah.
So
5 Finger Death Punch and shit like that. Now we both know
I used
of
to
that
really
YouTuber.
like that band. That's ugh. That first album was really
good. The first album actually, the first album actually isn't too bad. The bleeding or whatever.
And then after that, it just went all downhill.
And you know what? Really Disturbed was kind of like that. Disturbed's first album.
A bunch of my friends liked them, but I was never really into that band.
The problem is, no, I know, but we've talked about this. When a band has a radio hit that's very big, they try to re-emulate that over and over. And if that song's not a good song in your opinion, then the rest of their songs are going to be shit because that's what they're trying to capture.
I think the band's
I feel like
talented.
Rob Zombie was guilty of that. Oh yeah,
I think Disturbed's talented, and they make good trendy radio music, but I'm not into that radio. I'm not trying to be like, I'm so cool. Listen, I like some trendy radio music. Don't get me wrong. I just don't like their brand.
Yeah. We both know the YouTuber who does like the punk rock MBA or MDA.
Yeah.
And he recently did a video of like top 10 Chad bands, and I guess it's like a list of these bands that like you're Chads with. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the male Karen.
Yeah. Just real quick, toss out a couple names that you think would be in there.
Nickelback
is in there.
Well, I guess 5 Finger Death Punch would be one of those bands too.
5 Finger Death Punch is in there.
Rob Zombie's
Avenged
probably in there
Sevenfold.
Since we're talking about it. I was going to get to them. Was Rob Zombie in there? Because he's probably would be.
Rob Zombie is in there.
Yeah, Avenged Sevenfold. I agree. Limp Bizkit. Yeah.
5 Finger
Korn's
Death
even
Punch,
one of
which
them.
we said.
Yeah.
Kid Rock.
What's that? Kid Rock? Oh God, yes.
Yep.
But he's like a country guy now, though. He's not his same old douchebagness.
Guess what band is on that list, and you're probably gonna flip.
I don't know who.
Pantera.
Why? This is like this is like this dude not knowing what the fuck he's talking about half of the time. Or he just throws these.
But sometimes he is on point.
Yeah, no, he does some things on point, but some things he's totally off on. I don't know where he gets why, because Pantera's popular.
Well, I know,
and everyone liked them for the most part. Like that doesn't make them a Chad band.
You agreed with every band that he listed as a Chad band until it said Pantera, and you're like, fuck that guy. He's always no. But it's the crowd of people that they draw, and I would put Pantera in the category of meathead metal, which you get like the fucking big angry like, oh yeah, Pantera's the greatest band ever. It's like, dude, like they're awesome, but like there's tons of music out there.
Yeah, but you're gonna get the same crowd. Yeah, but you're not a huge Pantera fan though.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like an average Pantera fan.
No, but you're gonna get the same crowd to Slayer. You're gonna get the same crowd to Megadeth. You're gonna get the same like. They're not meathead band. Well, Slayer.
Would you though? Wait, would you get a bunch of those Confederate flag wearing Cowboy from Hell people at a Slayer show though?
Yeah. Yeah, he would. They're everywhere.
I mean, they are everywhere. They're like fucking herpes.
Yeah.
Like literally. You know what? We'll pick this up next time. I want to actually watch that video with you. Like somehow we both got to stream it at the same time, because maybe we'll record our reactions. I think it'll be funny.
Do a reaction to him doing, I don't know,
Chad band, Pantera in the same category as Kid Rock, Limp Bizkit, Five Finger Death Punch.
No.
And I knew you would. I knew you would have.
No, but like, yeah, I agree. You're gonna get like idiot whatever fans. They're gonna go there and your meatheads or whatever. But it's because Pantera was just one of those iconic metal bands of their time, and they're still relevant to this day because the music's still really good.
But you want to know,
it holds up. It holds up.
Those other Chad bands, real metalheads and real musicians laugh at those Chad bands, but real metalheads and real musicians don't laugh at Pantera, and that's why they shouldn't be on that list. They shouldn't be on that list because they're respected by real metalheads and real musicians.
No, but like I said, Pantera belongs on that list that everyone likes and goes on along with like the Metallicas, the Megadeths, the Slayers.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're part of that group. They're not one of those fucking...
They're not the big four, but they're in that echelon of popularity.
They're not the big four because they're not thrash.
Right.
Like if you were to just say like the big four of like just metal bands in general, they would be in the big four. Like, you know what I mean? From like the 80s to, like the 2000s.
Metallica, Megadeth. I would actually get rid of Anthrax.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying like you have Slayer, Metallica, Megadeth, and probably Pantera are like the big four for
metal.
Yeah, metal. Yeah, like just metal in general.
Yeah, obviously, not Judas Priest and not fucking. No,
you're gonna get but Judas Priest covers more of a wider span. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're gonna get different people from, say 2000 and on. You have like another four. You know what I mean? Because those bands I'm talking like the 80s to up to 2000.
Yeah,
the relevant
like
period.
82 to like 95.
Well, I feel you can go a little bit more than that. I feel you can go to 2000. Slayer and some other bands are
with
still
Slayer and Megadeth.
We're putting out relevant music still. Metallica, not so much, at least in our opinion, but other people are still buying tons of
It's still got radio play.
Still got a ton of album sales and stuff. Pantera, they broke up. Otherwise, they'd be a little bit more. But I mean,
and I feel like Rob Zombie would be considered a Chad band, but I feel like White Zombie wouldn't.
No,
if that makes any sense.
I agree. No, it's just different music.
It is.
Yeah. When you go see Rob Zombie, it's like a festival, carnival, fun, just ridiculous thing. You know what I mean? That's why they're going to be one of those Chad bands. You just get those idiots that show up. It's almost very similar.
The same idiots who've been listening to Dragula 2000 for like 20 years now. Like, it's the best song ever created,
It's going to be the same idiots that show up for the Slipknot shows and whatnot. And hey, man, Slipknot's a guilty pleasure of mine. I like seeing them live. They're phenomenal live.
I love Slipknot. I don't give a shit.
No, but I'm just saying, like, you're going to get the same idiot fans. Like, they're the same people. Same carnival atmosphere with that band,
But I'd rather deal with
jumpsuits.
Yeah, I'd rather deal with those fans than like Asking Alexandria or any of those fucking shitball bands.
I think this is turning into a totally different video, and we have to start over.
Well, it's all good. It's all good because Rob Zombie
14 minutes in.
Rob Zombie is well known for his music career, and I did want to get that out of the way so we didn't keep bringing it up, but in the last 10 years, yes, he's had songs on the radio, but I would say in the last 10 to 15 years, he's been more known for his movies than he has his music.
The two interesting, obviously most people that are watching this already know, but his brother is the lead singer for Power Man 5000, who's
5,000, yep.
in that new metal. I mean, they're still playing and touring to this day. Don't ask me how and why, but
yeah.
they had some
Off the
singles
success
here.
of When Worlds Collide.
Well, they had some singles here and there, but their music, actually Rob Zombie's music sounds more like his brother's music now. It's almost like, it's very similar the way it's poppy,
Yeah.
but metal, party, like, just that whole vibe, whatever.
Yeah,
and it's almost they've almost come full circle together. But yeah, they had some hits that were cool, they're radio friendly and fun and whatnot. But then, and then Rob Zombie he's a good artist. That's something we need to cover.
He is.
He's a really cool art. I love his art that he does, and he did some of the art for the Beavis and Butthead movie. During the when they were all fucked
the
up
trip,
in the desert,
the psychedelic
trip sequence.
scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very White Zombie-esque.
Yeah, that's all Rob Zombie's art. He drew that, animated it, and he directed.
Well, he also
some of
supplied
his...
the music for that song.
Yeah,
or for that scene.
Yeah. He did. He's done some of his own directing for his music videos. Obviously, you figured he would do that. He's very specific, but it's more so his Rob Zombie stuff, not the White Zombie. He did the more.
Not White.
He did more Human Than Human, but not the other videos though. That's someone else. So it was more of the Rob Zombie stuff. He had more creative control of his own because it's just him. It's his band. He's not like in a band with other people anymore. Well, he is, but you know what I mean.
Now, he was a writer on the White Zombie videos for Black Sunshine with Iggy, which I said earlier he should have covered an Iggy Pop song. Thunder Kiss 65, Welcome to Planet MF. But that's just a writer. But
they're probably considering the lyrics. They're considering their lyrics writing probably on there, not necessarily the music. That's probably why he's getting the writer credit.
No, because he has a separate thing under music department. So this writer is writing credit as actual script writing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, because for video, it says video, right?
Right.
So yeah, but he didn't direct anything until More Human Than Human, and that was 95. And then obviously, like you said, a lot of Rob Zombie music videos he did. Dracula, Feel So Numb.
Yeah.
The popular stuff. Mm-hmm. But his first movie out the gate, House of a Thousand Corpses. Now, obviously, we're going to talk about all of his movies, but when we talk about the main three, House, Devils, Three from Hell, Three from Hell, don't even put in whatever. House and Devils.
Well, it's House, Devil's Rejects, and Halloween. Probably it's like his main.
Right, but in the storyline, Three from Hell finishes it, but I'm not even putting it in. Between Devils and House, what do you prefer?
Probably the Devil's Rejects. It's just a better movie.
I believe that Devil's Rejects is paced better, and I think it's more realistic. I had a lot of. I love House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah, I'm one of the few people that really likes House of a Thousand Corpses. It has a lot of major plot holes and stupidity. It does. It's a fun movie, but The Devil's Rejects is like an actual complete movie. You know what I mean? Like from front to back, and I feel like he peaked at his second movie. Unfortunately, I don't think he's ever going to capture that movie again. And I think he keeps trying, but.
House of a Thousand Corpses is more true to the films that he grew up on, which is obviously the stuff that we love.
It's more true
the
to
GrindHaus stuff, and
like lots of gore, stupid action, and lots of plot holes. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, the plot holes, the story, not the main driving force and stuff. But the Devil's Rejects is like his natural born killers. It's like an actual, honest to God, this movie should have been nominated for some awards because it was so good.
It's like it starts out as a GrindHaus movie, but turns into a real movie somewhere. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's a legit big budget movie, even though it might not have been shot like that necessarily,
It had its moments where cinematic.
No. I mean, like
excellence
if he was hired by a big budget company, you know what I mean? Like,
right. Yeah, it might not have been the same.
He managed to do a lot with, he had a good budget on there, I'm sure, but I'm not saying he didn't have a. You know what I mean?
Right. But he took his experiences from writing and directing House of a Thousand, and he honed it into a movie that should have been way more critically successful than what it was. And even major critics will say it is the best of the trilogy from Three from Hell and this and that.
Honestly, it's the best movie that he's made so far in general.
Now, I don't want to skip over, so we're going to come back. But
no, I'm just saying in general, it's his best movie he's made, though.
I will say his Halloween remake is, as a film, I think it's just as good. Not story-wise, because it is a remake, but like how it's paced, how the suspense builds, how Michael Myers is portrayed as an adult, like all that. I think it's up there with Devil's Rejects. I think Devil's Rejects is a better original story.
No.
In my opinion.
I know. I'm disagreeing with your opinion. I'm just saying no.
Yeah. When was the last time you watched the remake of Halloween?
I watch it a lot because I do like it. I'm one of the few people. Not a lot of people like that movie.
But you know what?
It's a lot of hate. We get like 80% hate to that movie. You maybe get like 1 out of 5 people actually like that movie.
But the people who hate it usually have a huge hard-on for the original, and it's the same reason they don't like the remake of fucking Nightmare on Elm Street and Nightmare on Elm Street deserves the hate, and Friday the 13th, I believe. Friday the 13th remake.
One of the things I don't like, and I don't 100% agree with other people, but it's not as I don't agree with it as much as other people, but I don't like the way that movie's written.
You don't like the humanization?
No, it's not realistic. It's too much. It just doesn't fit. I don't know. There's just something about it. It's too like Devil's Rejects, the people. I know he uses the same actors, but like it just doesn't fit the story. In a way, like if you just toned it down a little bit, not that I'm complaining about fucking F-bombs, but it's like
no. But what did we actually know about Michael Myers' family in the original, besides the fact that it opened up with him killing, the boyfriend?
You
and
don't
sister?
really know much. You just kind of know that they're just the average family on the block. Like you just. That's what I'm saying. Like they just make it seem like they're just the average family, normal, nothing generic, plain Jane. Just by looking at the house and the furnishings the way it is, but they don't actually tell you anything about us.
And I feel like that plays into the Michael mythos. Like, why did this kid just randomly? I believe in the Halloween remake that Michael, as a bullied victim in a fucked up family life and shit like that he would turn into, what he did. A lot of people say, oh no, Michael's the shape, the less known the better. I like the fact that we got to see what Michael was like as a kid, dude.
Oh no,
I enjoyed that.
I agree. I like the little prequelness of him as a kid, but the whole family dynamic of it,
the original family.
No, yeah, but I'm talking in the remake, the way Rob Zombie did it. It's just like it's.
But
too
not
much.
Laurie Strode's family.
Yeah,
because Laurie's family is kind of normal.
Yeah. It just doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't work for me. It's too much. If he just toned it down and made maybe one abusive parent and then some fucked up shit, but it's like everyone's fucked up in that family.
I mean, his mom's a stripper, but other than that, she's
the nicest one. She's the nicest one out of them all. But
yeah, everyone else besides the baby and the mom are scumbags. I mean,
then you have super fucking scumbag stepfather who makes everyone worse around them. Maybe you should just take that character out and then keep him still a lower class, kind of struggling family.
Or just tone him down to the point where it's
or just take
comical.
the stepfather out. Just not even have him in there. Maybe she has
like Michael was brought up without a father or something.
Yeah, maybe have boyfriends coming through and he's mad at that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just tone it down, like, so that makes everyone a little less agitated, but they're still a struggling family. They're still fucked up. Like, the daughter can still be promiscuous and be, like, a little bitchy because she is, like, a teen.
I don't think Rob Zombie's ever worried about subtlety in character, though.
Yeah.
And we'll actually talk about that when we get to the later films.
Yeah. No, but I'm just saying, like, it's just annoying the way they're written and everything. It just doesn't, I don't know, just doesn't go right. But I mean, it works for his other movies. Those type of characters work for his other movies, but for this one, I think he needed to be a little more subtle and a little less gritty, but still have him grow up fucked up. He could be killing animals, like you know what I mean, like the way he was.
Yeah.
Maybe like he's abused by the neighbor, like the school kids. That's still all. I enjoyed all that.
But I'm not trying to compare it to the. I'm not trying to compare it to the original, and I think a lot of people hold that up. No, I know, but they say, oh well, like the original family, you don't know much about them or how he was brought up. Like I said, I'm not putting that in account. I'm trying to look at this as a movie on its own, and I can see how a kid who's brought up in that family would turn out the way he did.
But
I can
in
see
his
that,
remake,
absolutely.
In his remake, he's kind of like growing up with a different family and going into that family when they were all kind of one family in the original one, sort of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
but
that
doesn't bother me though. But that doesn't bother me though.
Right.
Like I'm not mad at that,
So in between House of a Thousand Corpses, which was 2003, and Devil's Rejects, which was 2005, back to back, great movies and stuff. He did a little fake trailer for GrindHaus, Werewolf Woman of the SS, which is actually a play off of an actual movie series. I think her name's Shira, Woman of the SS, and she also has Shira, Woman of the Oil Sheiks. Basically this big buxom blonde in all these movies. They're all exploitation. They're great.
Well, they were the Quentin Tarantino and the Robert Rodriguez.
Flick,
if people didn't understand what you meant by Grindhouse, the Planet Terror. And
the actual. So
they made these
films.
They made these fake little trailer segments as if you were actually in the movie theater seeing previews and stuff, and that's how Machete got made, because he was a.
That was originally one of those.
It was just
trailers.
One of those things, and people were like, "This is so amazing! We need this movie." That's how it got. I actually wish he made this movie, though. I think it would have been cool. I think he would have did a good job with this movie. Yeah, the
SS
Werewolf
one?
Woman of the SS. Yeah. I actually wish he actually made that movie.
Hold on, I just want to make sure I get it right.
What?
The name of the movie. The name of the original movie is Elsa. I said Elsa. Elsa, She-Wolf of the SS. And she's also done Elsa, She-Wolf of the Oil Sheiks, and Elsa Frozen 2, which is another German one.
Yeah, those are the Grindhouse flicks back in the day.
Those are real, and if you enjoy Grindhouse exploitation films, check them out. Very cool that he actually went with that name as a little reference to that, the Werewolf Woman of the SS. I guess that was all 2007, and Halloween came out in 2007 as well.
Yeah. Then 2009 was the sequel.
Yeah. The less said about that, the better.
Yeah. See, it's more of the same. See, and like we're gonna get into his other movies, it's just more of the same. He doesn't show a range. Like that's what I'm complaining about in Halloween. I think he could have made himself.
He is a very one-dimensional.
That could have been his movie where he showed some different dimensions to himself when he made it. And then there's other movies where he could have, like 31. Well, I mean, we'll get there, but
yeah.
31 could have been another one where he just changed the pacing a little bit. Whatnot, but
see, if you enjoy the grimy Grindhouse exploitation movies, then his original movies and obviously some of the remakes you're gonna like. It's just in small micro doses. Like if you tried watching all of his main movies in a day, you would be fucking worn out from the same story and the same characters. And
like Halloween 2, for the most part, is actually a good movie. There's just a couple little things that really make it a terrible movie.
Yeah,
you know, like it's that because he had to put his wife in there somehow.
Had to put his
the fucking
wife
white
in it.
pony bullshit and ruin the movie. But everything else is actually, it's a pretty good movie, and it's a play off the original one, where like and she's still fucked up. She's dealing with issues instead of it being like a perfect world. And like, see, now this is where I don't mind it being like as fucked up like the other one, you know what I mean? Like, and the characters being, because like the whole shit of events happened in the first one.
I actually
shifted.
think, I think Laurie's character in the second one is a little bit more unfucking bearable, and the only reason I say that is because, her personality her personality from the first movie to the second movie. I understand that she's been through a lot, obviously dealing with Michael Myers and stuff like that. And then having the guilt of her friend being scarred because, you know, the first movie, what happened, this and that. But they make her so fucking unlikable. Who do you have to root for in that film?
And part of it is her acting. She overacted it too much. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You can tell, like, it wasn't 100% written like that, and she took it to a whole nother level, and he was like, you know, I kind of like this, but obviously his likes aren't always... always good to a certain extent. You know, it wasn't right for them, and that's the second thing that bothers me. I agree with you. So it's the white pony bullshit and her overacting, because the rest of the movie is good. The characters are good. The whole world that they built is fucking cool. Brad Dourif is awesome as the sheriff.
The sheriff. And dude, when he finds his daughter dead, that scene.
And that's another thing. They bring her into the movie, his daughter, and she's from Halloween 4.
Yes, she played the little girl. I forget her name, but she's in 4 and 5.
Yeah. Because
she plays the young girl. Oh, what is her name?
I honestly can't remember her name, and I should know, because she's like the sort of modern day Scream Queen a little bit, because she's in other stuff. She's in a lot. Yeah. She's in the Hatchet movies and Danielle Harris.
Danielle Harris. Yep. Yeah. And now, I want to go and see what
she's our modern day. Why am I fucking pulling a mind blank? Or Laurie Strode.
Jamie Lloyd.
Jamie Lee.
Jamie
Curtis.
Lloyd.
Yeah,
Jamie Lee Curtis, but Jamie Lloyd was her character
Danielle
name.
Harris. Jamie Harris is our modern day Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, I could see that.
When
the movies that she's been in.
When you go through her movie list, like she's.
Yep. I mean, she was actually a pretty decent child actor too. Mm-hmm. Besides being in Halloween 4 or 5 and the remake, Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's
Dead. Yep.
Yeah, and
Classic
there was
movie.
another one I remember. She you know what I found out before? She's done a lot of voice acting too.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Nickelodeon stuff.
Done a ton of stuff. She's gonna be. I don't want to really go over her because I want to. She's gonna be added to the list. But yeah, she's done a bunch of.
And I think she's beautiful. I think she is gorgeous.
She is very good looking.
Oh, and Malcolm McDowell in the second one. I'm sorry,
Excellent.
he's a dickbag, but he's fucking hilarious.
He's excellent. No, he's excellent in that. I like how they twisted.
The scene with Chris Hardwick and Weird Al, you know what I mean? Like when they're not taking him seriously and he blows up. Ah, man, he's so good.
Yeah. Now, I'm moving on from that, but you have the Haunted World of El Superbeasto. I think that actually came out before Halloween 2, technically, even though it's on the same year.
Okay.
Because it separated it. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's a animated
cartoon.
And it's fucking great.
Bits and pieces.
It's really good.
Bits and pieces.
It's really good, and the animation is top notch. It's really good. It's.
Isn't the animation kind of like that Ren and Stimpy type of?
It's a mix between like Ren and Stimpy and Rob Zombie's like animation type thing. It's a little more cleaned up. It's not as. guttural as
gritty as
his other stuff. It's a little more cleaned up. But
Yeah.
it's so good. It's really good. And then he did a couple. He did an episode of CSI Miami, and then he did Tom Papa live in New York City, which I think is kind of random. I mean, I would like to know the story behind that. I should have looked that up since we were doing it, of how he ended up directing that for him. But because Tom Papa is a very clean comedian, even though he's a cool
maybe
guy.
they're just friends from a certain point, and they're like, "Hey,
maybe,
I'd like to do this."
Maybe,
you know?
yeah, I don't know. Maybe someone recommended him. I don't know. I have no idea. I like to look into it. If you really want to know about Rob Zombie, I know we're talking about his movies. But if you really want to know about Rob Zombie, go check out the Joe Rogan Experience with Rob Zombie. It was very
Great
informative
episode
about his life growing up and how much the GrindHaus meant to him and stuff. It was really cool. Talks about him and his brother, and they moved around a little bit and
circus life and all that stuff. Yeah, he's definitely a good episode. Then we move on to my absolute, not just least favorite Rob Zombie movie, but one of my least favorite movies I've ever fucking seen.
Seething hate for this movie.
Seriously.
Seething.
The Lords of Salem.
Now, whether you like Rob Zombie's movies or not, you usually find some things in his movies you like, and you can be like, that's like a 5. You know what I mean? Or a 6 out of 10. You know what I mean? It usually can be like that, but not with this one. This one, it literally gets a fucking 0 for me. Like, it was so fucking boring and dumb. I couldn't wrap my brain about how he actually made this movie and how anyone can actually like this movie. But that's just me.
I understand Rob Zombie. He could probably date whoever he wants, but he married a porn star, Sherry Moon.
She wasn't a porn star that I know of.
Or I think she did adult film, like Skinamax films.
No, she was a dancer on his stage.
She was a dancer? Okay. I thought she did something in the adult industry.
As far as I know, she didn't. When I looked her up, she was like a dancer for like his music videos and stuff like that, and on tour, she was like one of the back dancers. Okay. That's how they met. That's how they met. But I have looked her up, and I never seen anything about.
My main thing is like.
Yeah, no, I know what you're getting into.
She's a decent actor, and if you want to hold her as the character of Baby from House of a Thousand Corpses and Devils, she did well. And even as Michael Myers' mother in the first Halloween remake, she was fine. Yeah. And in the second one, it should have been flashbacks, not a ghost. What the fuck ever, who cares? But she still played the same character. She's been in every one of his movies, and I could understand she's in every movie.
She's in 15 of his music videos, 11 with Rob Zombie, and 4 with White Zombie.
And
so she's literally in everything. Literally in everything.
But I could understand if she was like a secondary character or like not a major character. But Lords of Salem is a vehicle for Sherry Moon to have her own starring role in a movie, and it is awful.
Just real quick, going back to how good one movie was compared to the other, Devil's Rejects actually got 3 or 4 stars from Roger Ebert.
Sure.
Like, that's saying something for him to give a fucked up movie like that 3 stars, and then you go into this travesty of Lords of Salem, like, X-Men, like a couple years later.
Roger Ebert, in his older age, did come off a little easier on certain films. Like, when he was younger, like in the 80s and stuff, dude, like, he would just say, oh, it's a schlock fest, oh, it's a, go look at, I always recommend people to go on YouTube and check out Roger Ebert's review of Friday the 13th Part 4. He fucking eviscerates it. But, as he got older, he got a little more open-minded. So I'm glad that he scored Devil's Rejects well. But Lords of Salem is... fuck, man. No, like... I'm trying to think of one redeeming quality, but it's not
honestly,
scary. It's not suspenseful.
Yeah, no. I don't even think it's shot that well to a certain extent either. Like, I don't think it's...
No, it looks ugly. It's an ugly film.
It's a dark, ugly, greenish overtone of the movie, too. Like, it's just...
I get stomach aches thinking about watching it. No, I'm serious, because I'm like, man, I watched it one time. I'm like, maybe I have to rewatch it again to, like, kind of get it. And, like, I literally just got, like, a stomach ache thinking about it, dude. Fuck.
It's pretty bad.
If you guys haven't seen it, though, and you've watched all of Rob Zombie's other stuff, go ahead. Fucking go waste your time. Fucking don't say we didn't warn you. After that, Rob Zombie did Dead City Radio and the New Gods of Supertown. I don't know what that is. The zombie horror
It's a video short, so it might have been like...
A music video?
A music video, I'm assuming, yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe like a music video movie-esque type thing. You know what I mean? Like something... The zombie horror picture show documentary, yeah.
Well, his wife's in it. And John Five and Gingerfish are in it, so the band's in it, so... Yeah. Okay. So after that, we move on. Like I said, the zombie horror picture show is a documentary. And then we go to 31. Now, usually, people either like his movies or they agree that, Lords of Salem was garbage. But 31 has divided the most people, I feel. Well,
this movie had a lot of hype. They did a lot of advertisement for this movie. They hyped it up big time. It had a very limited release, too, so it made it, like, where you really wanted to see it. Like, it was only in theaters, I think, for 2 days. Originally, it was supposed to be 1, and then it was 2. Okay. Then they released a second day for it. I don't know if it ever got like a main release later on, but because I actually saw it in the theater.
I don't remember it being in too long.
Yes, I'm saying it originally was 1 day, and then it got sold out really quick, and they would decide to add a second day, and that's when I got tickets.
Nice. Okay.
The theater. Yeah. So, but I'm saying like it might have like a month or two after it might have got like another short release. But I'm not 100% sure. I'm not.
Now, this movie was Rob Zombie's first crowd-funded movie. So this one had no major studio backing.
I never realized that. But they got a lot of... Yeah, got a lot of press when it came out.
Yeah,
There's a lot of advertisement for it. I was trying to think of the right word. Just a little tongue-tied there, as usual.
Now, at one point it says, according to Box Office Mojo, the film was released for 5 weeks, and it grossed less than $500,000. So I think what the initial release was that 1 or 2 day release.
Yeah, because it was in pretty sure it was around Halloween time.
Of course, 31. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think, like I said, there might have been a good month or two, like where it wasn't, and then it got like a it got an actual release for like a month. But
do you? But own that movie?
It was in. I do not. Actually.
Okay. The only reason I ask is because it was re-edited twice, so the MPAA would give it an R. Both times originally it came back as NC-17, and I
think there's an unedited cut now out on Blu-ray.
So I do want to see it now. I want to see that cut of it.
I'm pretty sure there's a unedited cut. I don't think it's going to make it much better, because I didn't have an issue with the gore and the special effects. I had an issue with lack of story, lack of dialogue. It just was a straightforward.
I believe the story was a little contrived, yeah, but I believe the acting was good. I believe the suspense was good, and I believe the effects were good, and I believe it was shot 100 times better than the Lords of Salem. There's actual decent cinematography in this movie. But I will agree that the story is kind of an incoherent mess. Unfortunately. But what story do you need? Rich people every year get these people that, you know what I mean? Like,
I wanted to know a little bit more. Sorry, I'm reading.
No, it's all good.
Yeah.
I would have liked to know more about the killers.
Yeah,
you know,
I wanted to know a little bit more, like, just a little backstory about, like, why they're doing. I know they're just rich people and whatnot. I just wanted to know a little more. I want to know about the killers a little more. Just add a little something. It's just like a straight up, yeah, we're rich. We're gonna abduct people and we're gonna have fun once a year or whatever, or whatever it is, how many months they fucking do it.
That was every Halloween. That's why it was 31.
Forget what it was.
And obviously Sherry. Now, here's the thing. Sherry is like one of the main... she's supposed to be the main star?
There's a Rob Zombie's director's cut editions.
Okay.
Were released on DVD and Blu-ray.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely want to see that. Now...
There's also Halloween and Halloween 2.
I knew about that.
Yeah.
Directors. Yeah, I knew about those. Actually, I think I have those.
I'm pretty sure I have them too.
But Sherry Moon was supposed to be also the main star of this movie because she's the main character who has to escape whatever. But Richard Brake in the movie plays a guy named Doomhead. And I feel like he steals the show.
A little bit. It's kind of funny because he's not even highly listed when you look at...
Well, he doesn't appear in the movie. I mean, he does the opening monologue or whatever, but he doesn't appear in the movie till like halfway through, you know? He was in remember that 2005 shitty Doom movie? Well,
yeah,
actually, I kind of like it.
He's actually he's in a decent amount of things. He's got 79 credits under his name. I know who he is by his face.
Jeez.
I actually never knew his name.
Okay. Shit, I didn't know he had 79.
Yeah, no, he's in a lot of things. I see him in a lot of different things.
I actually remember.
Yeah, because he's in a lot. He's in I
knew he was in Doom. But he was also in a movie that I think is highly underrated.
He was in Mandy.
Dahlia.
He was in Mandy with
that
Nicolas
was more
Cage
recent.
And fucking Well, I'm sorry. He was in Ray Donovan. He was in Peaky Blinders for an episode. You just see his face in these things. You know what I mean? You see he was in Game of Thrones for a couple episodes.
Do you remember the 2006 movie The Black Dahlia?
I actually never saw it.
Okay, it had Josh Hartnett was in it. And,
I know. I know what it is. I just never saw it. It's in.
He plays a character in there, and dude, I'm not saying he's typecast, but he kind of plays the same person in like a lot of shit. You know,
he was in the Kingsman Secret Service. That was like kind of like a big movie.
I haven't seen it.
He's in Thor: The Dark World.
Oh, okay.
Like you just see his face. Yeah, he was in Halloween 2. So he's a Rob Zombie usual to a certain extent.
Yep, and he has a very distinct face. So he kind of plays a bad guy.
Yeah.
But I liked him in 31.
Yeah, he's in Doom, Munich, Batman Begins. There was like 3 movies.
He was in Batman Begins. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just one of those faces. You see him in stuff. He's never really like the main guy, so to speak, but he's a good actor.
Yeah, no.
He's a good actor. But he's a little bit typecast. Just is what it is.
So, 31. I think it's better than Lords of Salem by a long shot, but I don't think it's Zombie's best work by any means.
It felt me wanting. I left. Like I didn't regret seeing it. I need to see it again. I'll see the unedited, cut or whatever. But like I said, I don't think it's going to change my mind too much, unless there's like 30 minutes of the movie missing or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just wanted more from it. It's just too straight to the point. slap. But like I've seen that from him. I've seen that so much from him. I want him to do something slightly different for once. Because I feel like he has it in him.
I think that's
like,
the
I feel
thing.
like because he's so talented.
Oh, he does.
I feel like he's super talented, and he does these underwhelming movies in a way.
I think he makes his movies for very specific fans, and the thing is, he would have way more fans if he would just branch out from that original style.
Yeah, I mean, he makes what he wants to make, but I feel like he plays it safe, but just making what do you think he the can
same
make,
movie over and over.
But here's the thing: even if he was a little more experimental with this and still did it the way he wanted to, I still think the movie could have been better.
Yeah. I mean, it has its problems, but I don't think it's awful.
No, it's not. It's not awful by them. I recommend people go see it. Some people love it. They think it's great.
Yeah.
I just when I look at it, it's definitely shot better than Lords of Salem. Has a better color palette. They frame stuff. The action's a lot better. I mean, not there's a lot of action.
Better soundtrack,
but yeah,
definitely the music and it's better.
Yeah, better ambience with things. It's just a better movie. I'm just glad that movie came out the way it did, considering Lords of Salem was such a fucking shit show.
Yeah.
So
now in the same year though, he also did another Rob Zombie music video. It's called Everybody's Fucking in a UFO. So
bad.
Yeah, good name.
That song is so bad.
I haven't heard it.
I've seen part of it. It's just fucking terrible. So bad.
I figured, And then lastly, 2019's 3 from Hell, the highly anticipated trilogy, the third in the House of a Thousand Corpse, Devil's Rejects, movie,
AKA
whatever.
his cash grab. I'm going to say it.
This movie had problems from the beginning. And I think that's why it turned out the way it did.
I don't know. I just think it was unnecessary. Yeah, it had problems because Sid Haig was basically dying.
Yeah, the little bit that Sid's actually in it was because that's all the insurance company would allow him to be in it because he was in such bad shape,
But the movie's just uncalled for. They should just left it the way it was. The other one was such a classic. They went out on the blaze. You couldn't write a better ending, and literally it was like, how can I make more money? Let me bring everyone back for another movie because everyone's gonna go out in droves and see it, and it's just.
But they didn't.
It's an okay movie, but that's all it is. It's an okay movie.
Definitely not up to par with what it's trying to follow, which was Rob Zombie's best work.
Mm-hmm. He finally admitted it. All the way this way through, he finally admitted it's his best work.
No, I mean I agree that The Devil's Reject, is definitely his crowning achievement, but I don't want to take away from House of a Thousand Corpses being a fun movie and Halloween being an underrated remake. I think Halloween.
I don't think it's underrated. I think it's his second best movie.
Yeah, well, I think Halloween as the remake that he did is better than 80% of the horror remakes that were coming out in that time period.
I agree with you. I'm not going to disagree with you on that one.
Yeah. Like Dawn of the Dead remake is really good.
That's honestly, it's I mean, I got to think about it more, but off the top of my head, Dawn of the Dead is probably the best remake that anyone's ever done.
I would comfortably right now.
Yeah.
Without looking at a bunch of remakes, I would say Dawn of the Dead is the best. To like
refresh my
remake.
memory on things, but off the top of my head, but that just shows how much that movie is instilled in my brain too. That's the only one that I think of. Off the bat.
Yeah. But like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Those remakes or whatever, the intro, the beginning, they were okay. Friday the 13th, a lot of people shit on. I liked it.
I technically, even though, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the beginning kind of sucked. That one wasn't.
The beginning was.
That one kind of sucked. But I kind of like those other Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies better than the original.
The original has its issues. It does. But it was 1974.
I know.
So it gets a pass from me.
I get it. I'm
obviously.
I'm just saying. I know. We know your love of that movie.
But I understand. I agree with the beginning. I think the worst in the remake is the one where the girl inherits. I think it's just called Texas Chainsaw, or
the worst of the remakes.
Yeah.
No, the worst of the remakes is the beginning. And not the
No.
remakes, whatever. Yeah, I like that one with the grown Harrods. I like that one.
Get him, cuz.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fuck you. Fuck that, man.
No, the worst is the one with is I think it's that prequel one, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the beginning. I think
with the
fucking
brothers
terrible.
the ones dodging the draft, and Ermi is in it,
Yeah.
and no, man, that's
movie
good.
sucks.
No, I mean it's not great, obviously, but
it fucking sucks. It's terrible.
oh wait, that one I'm talking about, wasn't that the 3D one, Texas Chainsaw 3D?
No,
Isn't
that's
that
a different one?
Okay, that's a different one.
Yeah.
See, there's too fucking many. That's the problem.
Yeah, I know. There's and they all have very similar names. That's another problem. They didn't think it out when they started naming them. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
There's been like, if you include the prequel, there's been like 4 or 5 newer Texas Chainsaw Massacre
even
movies.
the newest one where the kids escape like the mental institution. And have you seen that one?
I thought the newest one was the girl that no, maybe that is not the newest one.
No, there's another one that came out.
I'm pretty sure I've seen it. I just don't. They all fucking mesh together. I don't remember what's what and when.
Let me see.
Wait, isn't 3D the newest one though? Then now that I think about it.
No, I thought 3D was the one. Hold on, I'll tell you in the order that they came out.
This just
so in
shows you it's so
2000
bad that we don't even know what is what anymore.
No, all right. So the one that with the cousin, that is Texas Chainsaw 3D. That was 2013. And then Leatherface came out in 2017, and that's like a complete rehash of how Leatherface became. If you haven't seen it, it pissed a lot of people off. I would recommend go seeing it.
Was that
but
the one with
up.
the meat packing plant?
That's the beginning.
No,
when he gets fired from the meat.
Yeah, in the beginning of Leatherface, right? He gets fired from the meat packing plant.
No, Leatherface, that movie, they're all kids. They're all like teenagers, and they escape like a fucking mental institution or some shit, and they're on the run.
Yeah, I don't remember I don't remember that right now.
It came out like 3 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
So.
I think I saw it,
But yeah, the meatpacking one. Well, at the end of the remake, Jessica Alba, they're in the meatpacking plant. They're running from each other and shit like that. So it makes an appearance there. He gets fired from the meatpacking plant in the beginning.
yeah, I'm saying there's
was
one
the
where
one
he
with
was
the cousin.
working at the. It was one where he was
That's
working
the beginning.
Yeah, I was at the beginning.
Yeah. And I thought that was okay. Like I said, I definitely not the strongest, but, you know. It is. It is.
You know what's bad is Texas Chainsaw Massacre Next Generation.
The Next Generation.
Now
How'd I know?
I have a soft spot for that movie, sort of, because it's so bad. I enjoy it, but it's really a fucking bad fucking movie. Matthew McConaughey.
We actually should.
Matthew McConaughey.
We should do a breakdown of that.
Matthew McConaughey chose he was actually kind of fun in that movie, but it's like Matthew
was
McConaughey and Renee Zellweger, like just Leatherface was like a cross-dressing,
a little bitch. Yeah,
like, weirdo.
There's a scene.
He was like the whipping boy of the family. Like it's just
yeah,
fucked up movie.
There's a scene in that movie where McConaughey like jumps off the roof and lands on a car, and he makes like this guttural noise. He's like, ugh!
Yeah,
like yeah, he's so good. He's so fucking good.
It's so bad. His remote
we
control
should
leg.
Oh, and then like the fucking Illuminati shows up. Yeah, we definitely have to review that movie sometime.
Oh, it definitely falls under the GrindHaus banner. That movie.
Yeah,
definitely.
But
I mean, they all technically do.
There's nothing else in the works for Rob Zombie
that we know.
3 from Hell,
unless something's hidden. But you know, he could be just touring right now. I think he released an album or something probably recently. Maybe
yeah, but you know what though? A lot of if you look at his movies, besides Halloween and the Devil's Reject, the original 2, there's years between all of his movies. So like it was 03 and 05, then it was 07, 09, then he had Salem's, which was 12, Then he had 16 and 19. So it might be a couple years before he actually,
he might have
that's
what I'm saying. He might do a little thing. Now, it is kind of fun, though, if you go through his actual acting credits. Mm-hmm. Some stuff. He was in the Spider-Man TV series as Dr. Kurt Connors, the Lizard, in 2003.
Okay.
He voiced... he in Justice League TV series, he was Cthulhu. Or I Cthulhu.
Yeah, I Cthulhu. What?
Yeah. He was Dr. Carl's voice in Slither, which is an excellent movie. It's the space parasites. They kind of it's like very
yeah. I remember. I remember
Michael
box
Rooker.
art.
Michael Rooker's
Yeah.
in it, and then he's the voice of God from the movie Super, that fucked up superhero movie. I think it's the guy from The Office.
Oh yeah.
And then,
Rainn Wilson or whatever.
and then the girl from that actress. She's in a bunch of stuff at the time.
Yeah. Not Kat Dennings. Ellen Page.
Yeah, yes,
dude,
Ellen
I
Page.
always keep trying to remind myself to watch that movie, and I always forget about it.
Have you never seen it, or
no? But I remember seeing the trailer a few times. Like, I have to see this.
God,
I have to see
it
it
on Blu-ray. I can't believe you've never seen that before.
Next time I come down, we'll have to watch it.
It's fucking great.
I
he's
see
a
he did an
He's a
episode
Ravager voice in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, I saw that for
one
1 and 2.
1 and 2. Yep.
I saw he was in Mr. Pickles as the vegan leader.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep. Well, I mean, Mr. Pickles, I think, had probably a bunch of people in there.
Yeah.
With the metal. But, I mean, it's cool that he's done a little, like, and you would never know. Like, when he just talks normally, it's kind of, I don't really 100% always recognize his voice. That's what I'm saying. Like, he kind of...
He has a very normal voice for...
So used to him singing that when he talks... You don't always just recognize him.
Bird. Yeah.
So, that's pretty cool.
But other than that, besides one complete awful stinker of a movie, I've liked everything he's done.
He actually has
how much I liked, it varies.
He actually has a second Tom Papa Freaked Out 2013 TV special consulting producer. So he didn't direct this one, but yeah, I mean him and Tom Papa must be buddies.
Gotta be.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Oh, he also composed the original music for Quake 2 and Twisted Metal 3. That's cool.
Did he do Quake stuff? Yeah, I guess
Quake
he did.
2 and
yeah,
97.
you know what? Because Quake 1 was Trent Reznor, I think, from 9 Inch Nails.
I believe it.
Yeah, Twisted Metal 3. He has Dragula and Super Beast, I think, in the game.
Oh, they're just his regular songs.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the actual songs. And it might even be Living Dead. He might have 3 songs in there. Might even be Living Dead Girl also or something. Huh. Yeah, they're all in there, which at the time was cool because like he didn't have games with like Tony Hawk was did stuff.
Tony
like that,
Hawk blew the roof off of it.
Yeah. You actually those old games are cool because they don't have the same music in them anymore. Crazy Taxi is another one like that.
But
yeah, it's
got
a lot of different things in here. It's pretty cool.
I am a fan, and if he came out with something, I would definitely go watch it. Just because I've seen all the other stuff, and 90% of it, I'm a fan. So definitely a big ups for Rob Zombie.
Yeah, overall, definitely thumbs up with him. I mean, obviously, we wouldn't be doing this if we thought otherwise. So
yeah,
I enjoy.
I highly recommend him.
Yeah, I enjoy his stuff. So on that note, we're done. Go check out his stuff. Go check out that episode with Joe Rogan on his Joe Rogan Experience.
Yeah, if you want to know more about him as a person, definitely jump on the Joe Rogan podcast.
It was very good.
All right, guys.
Go check out our Patreon, support us, and do all the fun things like all the the usual stuff. Squeeze it in there, and
that's
yeah.
Eventually,
we're terrible.
This does
we're terrible
go on YouTube.
Yeah, we're
people
terrible
will
at that
see
stuff.
this even if they're not on Patreon. Yeah. But if you're watching this on YouTube, This is on Patreon before YouTube, so if you want to get caught up on these or see the newest episodes,
get it two or 3 weeks in advance over there. Patreon. Yep. And it's a weekly
Definitely
thing.
worth it.
Yep. All right.
Definitely worth it.
On that
All right,
note,
guys.
GrindHaus out.
Bye.